everyone. My name is Robert Christopher Riley, and I currently play Michael Culhane on the CW's new version of Dynasty. Just a normal audition. It was pilot season a couple years ago. They were looking for a Michael Culhane, and luckily they chose me. I think you'll see a lot of growth from Michael Culhane. The last two seasons, he's kind of been batted about like a little mouse by the big cat known as Fallon, and I think it's time for him to spread his wings a little bit. You saw some of that at the end of season two, and obviously he's put himself right up against Blake Carrington, which is never a good position to be in. But I think the young Michael Culhane will hold his own. Hopefully, fingers crossed, fingers and toes. You'll need him against the Carrington. The best part about being on Dynasty is being a part of such a diverse reboot to such an iconic show. Dynasty was the most watched show in the history of television. The voice dubbed into I think 26 different languages and shown in 120 some odd countries. And for them to have rebooted it, obviously we know it was a show that was predominantly portrayed by white actors, and for them to have folks from Venezuela and Australia and New Zealand and me being from the Caribbean and Nigeria and then all different parts of America, for us to represent so many different aspects of what we now know as American culture, and for it to be set here in Atlanta, which is one of the hottest cities in America and one of the best cities for brown people, as I always like to say. I'm honored to be a part of it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, the days can vary. Sometimes you're looking at 12 to 14-hour days. Sometimes you get in and do your one scene and you get on out of there. So no matter what it is, it's always fun. Everybody comes to work prepared, and we all love our job, and we approach it with a level of passion and professionalism that I'm sure is found on any number of sets, but I'm glad to say it's found on ours. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I'm happy about the way Hit the Floor ended. It was a show that was very near and dear to my heart. I'm still really good friends with McKinley Freeman and Logan Browning and, Taylor Page, and I'm happy to see all of their careers going where it's going. But that was kind of all of our big breaks, and it really meant a lot to us. And it was sad when the show got canceled and then was picked up by BET. Unfortunately, when it was picked up by BET, I was already on Dynasty, so there was no chance of me being on Hit the Floor again. And that's part of the way that happened. And unfortunately, it met its end after one brief season on BET. But hopefully, everybody remembers those first three pretty well. I mean, I would like to think that Yelena and Terrence would have inevitably found love, and gotten married and had children, and she would have saw the error of her ways, and he would have been able to deal with who she was and come to terms with who she was and adapt himself to that, so that they could be the powerhouse that they both had always envisioned that they could be. Call me a hopeless romantic. I've always hoped that they would figure it out. And in some alternate universe, Yelena and Terrence are together, and the Devils are still winning championships, and he's transitioning to being like Michael Jordan and owning the team or something. Jeez, what is the most romantic thing that I've ever done? Uh, I most recently surprised my lady with a helicopter ride over Atlanta, and she had never been in one before, and she had no idea where she was going. And next thing you know, she was, you know, 10,000 feet above the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and over State Farm Arena, where we had gone and had shared any number of concerts and memories together. So that was pretty cool. The best advice I've ever been given with regards to acting is something that I repeat over and over again, which is to just tell the story. The story is the most important. That's your role. That's your job. That's what you're hired to do. We're storytellers. We use our voice and our bodies to tell the story, and that's your main focus. So if you're not doing that, then you're not doing anything. If you're doing anything that's self-serving and it has nothing to do with the story, then you might as well stop, check yourself, start over, because the story is the thing. The story is king. Rob Riley just likes putting smiles on faces, man. It doesn't matter what version, what side of the camera I'm on. If I'm producing it and making it happen, if I'm acting in it, if I'm writing it, if I'm shooting it, if I'm photographing it, if I'm singing it, if I'm musically producing it, playing it on the guitar, I don't care as long as I can make some people smile, then I'm good.